Alright guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be going over a little breakout of balance trade that I took today. I will be going over the order flow, what I saw, and pretty much break it down so you guys kind of understand what I did and why I did what I did. Okay? So, initially, we started off the day pretty much in balance. Okay, so we saw yesterday we had a balanced day, right? Pretty much just in a range, nothing crazy. Then this is the levels that I gave to my members. Open above equals bullish, open below is bearish. Okay, we kind of, as you guys can see, we opened kind of in the middle, right? So we had a little bit of an indecision at the open. Okay, so the market didn't really know where it wanted to go. Okay, so we kind of traded down a little bit. Okay, we tested the lower prices. There was nobody there to sell. There was no sellers at all at these prices. As you can see later, there still wasn't any sellers. Okay, so we kind of came up again. We tested. We did build some volume, so we were just testing. Oh, look, there is some activity up here. There is some interest. Okay, then some people sold off their positions, liquidation. This wasn't real selling. Okay, all the people that were trying to buy. Okay, here. Okay, they bought. They thought it was gonna break out. Okay, they got faked out because they weren't initiative buyers. They were just people, maybe day traders. Okay, people that don't really know what's going on. They got stopped out. Price comes back. Test lower. Again, no sellers. And then obviously we had the big trend higher. Okay, but before that trend higher occurred, as you guys can see, there was a little bit of a balance here. Okay, there's a little bit of balance. All those little arrows that you guys can see are pretty much just those areas where aggressive participants were in. So obviously up arrow means there was aggressive buyers. Down arrows mean there was aggressive sellers. But no, that's not too important. Now, we started trading back toward these high prices. Okay? Which kind of started to alert me. First of all, I knew that there was no real selling down here, so obviously which way is what's the path of least resistance? Obviously higher. I did expect some selling to come in around these prices. Okay, as you guys can see that. I did expect some selling to come in at these prices due to the fact that, let me just pull this up. Due to the fact that we were trading inside the initial balance, right, which is pretty much the first hour of trade. Okay, the first hour of the trading session. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is the initial balance. We were pretty much still inside the initial balance, which was at the high of 11,150, which you can see on the chart as this high right here. Okay, this area. This is the extreme, okay, the top end of the initial balance. So this pretty much tells us the price, unless there is big volume, price is likely to stay around this range and just kind of, balance out. Okay, so trade in a range. Okay, so back and forth, bouncing back and forth. That's what you should expect if the market is trading inside the initial balance. However, it wasn't that established yet. Okay, as you guys can see, it was just kind of like a 1, 2, okay, and then 3 was about a form, right? We hadn't really been trading in a range yet for us to, establish our bias that, okay, there's no chance that we break out. We're probably just going to stay in here, okay? But you do have that in mind. You need to have that, okay, there's a possibility that we do stay around here and we don't go anywhere. Okay, but maybe give it a little bit of time. Okay, so once you start to see one test, two tests, three tests, usually on the third test, that's when you pretty much know for sure. Okay, on the third test, you would completely start to trade based on the balance, right, on the range. Okay, you wouldn't trade too much in the middle. You would only trade on the extremes. Okay, as I stated in previous videos. But anyways, so we kind of started coming out after not seeing any real selling. Okay, and we obviously knew that there was buyers in control. So price started kind of just consolidating a little bit here. Okay, and we kind of formed this little range, this little balance inside of balance. Okay, now before I show you guys what the order flow looked like, first we want to take a look at this. Where do we see some aggressive participants? Okay, we see obviously some aggressive sellers there, and some aggressive buyers here and here. Okay, but where is momentum headed? Right, where is momentum headed? Just based on looking at the chart. Okay, can anybody guess? Okay, if you were just to look at a chart, you would pretty much just guess that momentum is pretty neutral towards the upside, right, toward the buy side. Right, obviously we kind of made a push, an attempt higher, and then we came back. We didn't break these lows, obviously, so there's still some strength. Right, and then we kind of made another clean move up, and then we kind of just stayed around here. Right, so obviously this is pretty bullish. Okay, it's not extremely bullish. I wouldn't jump and, you know, say this is like the most bullish situation in the world. This is, you know, pretty neutral, but it is, it has a bullish tendency. Okay, now when we look over at the profile, the order flow. Okay, and I've made videos about the order flow and what each of these things are. Okay, you don't really need to know everything here. Just focus on the volume. Okay, that's all we're going to look at. Okay, and if you don't remember, the bubbles are volume. Okay, they show the volume at each price. The bigger bubbles means more volume. Okay, let me just set this up. Okay. We're going to be looking at 1201. All right. So this is what we're going to be looking at. Well, once I get this cleaned up for you guys. Alright, so this is what we're going to look at. This is the top. This level is the top of this little box that you guys can see. This little box right here. Okay, so at 35, at 135, this is what we're looking at. Okay, that's this. Okay, now what are we seeing in terms of volume? Okay, if I just increase the size of the bubbles. Okay, what are we noticing? Okay, the average volume is around 890 here, 1,200 there. You know, below 1,000 I would say. So 300, some of them 380, 377, 300, 187, 600 a bigger one, 100. And then guess what happens as we get outside of the little balance. Okay, as we get outside of this, what happens in this area here? What do we see? 2,268 contracts. Okay, why would there be so much volume at the breakout or at the extreme? Okay, you have to ask yourself, why is there volume at that specific place? Right? What do I say? What do I tell you guys? We need a lot of volume. The market needs a lot of volume to break away from balance, right? From a range. You need a lot of volume. Okay, there's nowhere you can go without it. There's no strong volume, you're not going anywhere, and you're likely to just go back inside. Okay, but we noticed there was very aggressive, bigger than normal volume trading up here at these prices, right? Now, what I want you guys to pay attention is this specific moment right here. Okay, and this is why I entered my trade. Once we started trading here and building all that volume, right? We're trading very aggressively. What did I see? Right? What did I see? This is what I saw. A very aggressive buyer stepped in and swept the market, meaning they bought 391 contracts at the market. Somebody just said, I want to get in at this price, I will pay it, whatever. And they took all of these orders on the sell side and just, the buyer just took them all. He just bought them up. Right, as you can see, usually the market looks like this, bids, offers, bids, offers, bids, offer. And then somebody with a lot of size steps in and it just takes all of them. Boom, 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 up to this price. Now once this happened, generally you expect the market to pull back and go back to where it came from after a sweep. However, if the market holds, right, it means that whoever is buying this is still supporting the market. So people still want to defend these prices. So once that happened, okay, and we came back to the price where this sweep started coming from, right, you guys can see that. We kind of defended. Okay, and that's when you start to ask, okay, and there's somebody else here stepped in, they bought more, still defended it. Okay, this is when you ask, okay, I have a very good risk reward situation here. Okay, if I buy it at 40, I can put my risk below here at 36. Okay, and all these buyers should, in theory, defend these prices. Okay, because they're likely to push it higher and keep continuing to defend their price, which is what they did. Right, and again they sweeped it again. Boom, sweep, sweep, sweep. Right, if any time that the market sweeps up and it defends, it holds. Because if it sweeps and then it just retraces and then takes out the previous where it came from, if it takes it out, then all the people that bought this move obviously are wrong and they have to get out, which is going to make prices go lower. So obviously you have a line in the sand. If prices swept up and went higher, and they still want to defend it even after the prices came back to this level, then they're being very aggressive and they're likely to defend their price. Okay, then obviously I was just watching it. Okay, then at around 60 I saw some orders jumping in. Okay, but nothing out of the ordinary, nothing crazy. Okay, so they did sell it off here. Obviously you guys can see big sellers stepped in. However, there were still buyers in the market. Okay, nothing to worry about. Then again, 65 bigger sellers. Okay, so this has started to worry me a little bit. Okay, but you guys can see they kind of held it off. Okay, those sellers. Okay, once those sellers were stopped out and they were wrong because the market keeps just kind of holding up here, it doesn't sell off. Once this happens, those sellers have to turn into buyers, so they have to get out of their short positions, which means the market gets more fuel to go higher. Okay, so obviously these guys held. Okay, so I saw that they were holding. I put my stop at around 60 below the orders. Then the market keeps going higher, and it hit my target at 80. And I got out. And this is pretty much what I showed. This is what I showed. This was as it was trading at 1250. So this is before it even hit my target. So as you guys can see, my entry was at 38.50. I was trailing it. Okay, my target was at 80. And then I took profit. Okay, as you guys can see there. And that was 4,275. I did take 3 losses before. 3 small losses. You know, which are part of the game. Okay, sometimes it takes me a few losses before I hit my winning trade. That's just the nature of trading. But that was pretty much it. You know, it was a very clean trade to observe. Now it was a little bit harder in terms of difficulty, as you would have needed to have the knowledge of this in order to be able to participate. Okay, because if you were to just look at candles without the knowledge of the theories that we trade, you know, there's really nothing to tell you apart from the market breaking out. But then, you know, you can try and you trade every single breakout, but you know, that's exactly how you lose money. Okay, that's why I tell you guys to stay away from trying to time the breakout unless you have the knowledge of order flow and its theories. Okay, otherwise, because it's otherwise very, very hard. Okay, it's pretty much a sure way to lose your money. Okay, don't try to time the market. You don't have enough money to push anything out of balance. Okay, you need millions of dollars, even billions of dollars, to push a market away from balance. Okay, so don't try to be the first, right? You want to be behind somebody that has a lot of money pushing the market out. Otherwise, stay out. Okay, so that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it for the trade. Obviously, we kept on going higher, but my target was at 80. I didn't really feel like trailing too much, as I saw some selling there. And after that, I was pretty much done for the day. But you know, some situations, sometimes I like to trail. You know, obviously in hindsight, this would have been amazing to trail, but you know, you can't be right every single time. But it was a nice trade, a really nice trade overall, and I'm pretty proud of it. But yeah, that was pretty much it. If you guys have any questions about what I've talked about, make sure you leave a comment. I like to interact with you guys, so yeah, just leave comments down below, or if you haven't joined the Discord, I have a link below. Or if you're interested in learning more exact and learn the theories that I mentioned in this video, obviously I have a masterclass that you guys can sign up for. That's going to be linked down below also. But that's pretty much it. Don't forget to, like I said, like the video and subscribe if you want to. And I'll see you guys in the next video.